Conference. My name is Henry Giles, and I'm the chairperson of this year's conference. I'm so happy to see all of you who are here with us in person, as well as those of you who are joining us online. Welcome. I also want to say hello to our students, faculty, and staff at our 5 UT Martin regional centers who are tuning in also. This year's conference will not disappoint. We have something for everyone, a little bit of something for all different age groups. This month, you can check out artwork, music, dance, student presentations, career networking, a children's literacy event, academic sessions, a Black Expo, Black Business Expo, where you can do a little shopping, and of course, a roster of dynamic keynote speakers. This is a great group of colleagues that I have the pleasure of working with to make all of this possible. I'd like for all the members of the Civil Rights Conference Planning Committee to please stand and let everyone see who you are, if you are here. Dr. Danny Pirtle, Alicia Melton, Dr. Zavita Jones, Cameron Eccles, Dominique Crockett, Austin Farrell, and Darnisha Guy, who has been helping us out these last few weeks. Thank you all, and to the many other individuals who help us pull this off every year. Thank you for contributing your time and your talents to the Civil Rights Conference. And to our Chancellor, Dr. Yancey Freeman, and our Provost, Dr. Philip Cavalier, we are appreciative of the support you provide for this annual conference. Thank you for helping to carry forth the vision these past 24 years. This is something that started 24 years ago, so it's pretty incredible. Now, we know that UT Martin is special in its own way, but the Civil Rights Conference really sets us apart from any other university in this country. We are the only college and university in America to present a month-long conference devoted to issues related to equity, justice, and civil rights. So that's pretty special. Those issues did not end in the 1960s, 1950s, or 1970s. There is work that still needs to be done, and there are conversations that still need to be had. We have some incredible conversation starters lined up for this conference. And the speakers fall right in line with our theme, which is fact over fiction. The truth is marching on. With so much misinformation and disinformation bombarding our lives daily, there's a need to break through the distracting noise. Next Tuesday, we welcome award-winning journalist and multimedia host Roland Martin. The following Tuesday, Dr. Eddie Glaude will join us. So you already know that these folks will break it all down. But tonight, our guest is a young woman who has stirred up some conversations of her own around the world, in a good way. She is representing a genre that many thought was a fad and had no real relevance to American culture or the music industry. How wrong they were. She is someone you can say that you saw here first, especially when you tune in this summer watching the Summer Olympics from Paris, and with her representing her country at the Olympics. But more on that in a minute. Again, I want to thank you all for coming out tonight to help us kick off the 24th annual Civil Rights Conference. I hope you enjoy the evening. So now I would like to ask Justice Watkins if he would come up and tell you a little bit more about our guest tonight. Thank you.
Good evening. My name is Justice Watkins, and I have the honor of introducing tonight's speaker. Pep-C is a talented and passionate B-girl from Indianapolis, Indiana. Born and raised in this diverse community, she has carved a unique path into the world of breaking since the first step onto the dance floor almost 10 years ago. Since he was a child, Pep-C has had a deep love for music and rhythm, inspired by the energy and creativity of the dance phenomenon known as breaking. She was drawn to the art form's dynamic movements, flips, and spins, eager to express herself through dance. Pep began her journey as a B-girl, dedicating countless hours to perfecting her skills and immersing herself in hip-hop culture. Over the years, Pep's passion for breaking only grew stronger. She continued to refine her technique and experiment with more innovative moves, adding her own personal touch to every performance. Her determination has led her to this moment, focusing on the highest level of sports competition and becoming an Olympic champion. This summer, breaking will make its debut at the 2024 Olympic Games in Paris, France. Pep-C, along with the Team USA, will showcase their talent on the world stage. It will be amazing. She'll be representing her hometown of Muncie, Indiana, and the United States, and Skyhawk Nation will be cheering her on too. Beyond her aspirations as an athlete, Pep uses her platform to inspire and mentor the next generation of dancers. She firmly believes in the power of dance to empower individuals, foster creativity, and build a strong sense of community. Through workshops, performances, and outreach programs, she shares her knowledge and passion, encouraging others to pursue their dreams and embrace the transformative power of breaking. We're so glad you're joining us this evening to share your incredible story and your gravity-defying moves. Everyone, let's give a great Skyhawk welcome to Pep-C.
How y'all doing tonight? Yes, like they said, my name is Pep-C. Pep is a synonym for energy. I always like to introduce why they call me Pep. I'm a very energetic person. I'm fun and bubbly, so hopefully y'all not too bored tonight. I want to just be myself. You know, I know we out of college, but if we could just let loose a little bit so I can get comfortable and y'all might be able to have a little fun and spend y'all time not going to sleep in the seats. But yeah, before we get started, I want to have some moments to just ask a couple questions and maybe get to know y'all a little bit. As y'all know, dance has been my passion for a very, very long time. I don't remember a time where I was not dancing. And I would love to know if there's anyone in the crowd who shares that same sentiment. So if you two are a dancer, if you could just wave at me. Oh, this is great. Yes, I love that. I want to know also who's more into the books like science or literature, who's into things like that. Do we have some more creative souls in the house though? Like anybody like visual arts or play instruments? Yeah, nice. Anybody are writers? Do we have any writers or maybe some more speakers in the house maybe? Nice, okay, good. Do we have any engineers in the house? Nice, I see you. I see a cameraman there. Yeah, so I just wanted to know what you guys are about and what y'all love to do. I want to ask y'all a really personal question for a second. Is that okay? Because in this topic, I wanted to get a little personal on a subject that I think is really important. So I want everybody to maybe close your eyes really quick. And I want you to remember a time where you felt really accomplished about something and you was very proud of yourself. Maybe go to the first time you've ever felt really accomplished about something and you was very proud of yourself. Take a moment to kind of revisit that moment and feel that again. Okay, you can open your eyes if you're done. All right, so I know for me, I had a moment like that. Maybe not my first time ever feeling accomplished about something, but I know a major accomplishment that I had early on in my life was when I was invited to one of the first major competitions that it is very important in the breaking world. It's called Red Bull BC1. Does anybody know about Red Bull BC1? Well, does anybody know what Red Bull energy drink is? So Red Bull energy drink has a couple of initiatives that they do for different extreme sports and community engagements. And they got their hand in the breaking community, and they have a huge event where it goes from a regional competition to a national competition and then to a worldwide competition. Well, the first time I was ever invited to go to the regional competition, I felt like I made it. I was like, whoa, like I'm a Red Bull girl now, like cut the check. Like I know that I'm good for life, right? I was so happy and proud of myself. When I look back on that time, that was such an insignificant accomplishment of mine. Like now, if I was able to make the same feat and do the same thing, I would kind of be disappointed in myself. Like that's all that, I just got invited, but I lost in the first round. Like I could do so much better, right? If you're tracking with me, what I'm trying to say is that some of the very first accomplishments that you might have had, after a while, after you get better or you get more skilled in whatever your passions are, they might seem a little more insignificant now. They might carry less weight now. Do you guys feel like that might have been the same case for what you might have thought your accomplishment was in your head just now? Like now that you're older, might have been not that great. I remember when I first learned how to tie my shoe, I thought I was the best. Like, I thought I was so smart. Now it's like, if that's all I can do, I don't know if I would tell people that that's what I tie my shoe and I could do it this way and do it that way. Might seem a little silly. Now what I want you to do is I want you to close your eyes again. This time, I want you to imagine and think about some other accomplishments that you desire to complete in the future. And you could take a second and you can really think about that. Something that you really want to accomplish in the future. You can open your eyes now. That is weird when the mic catches me. Does that sound weird to y'all? Does it sound different when I'm over here? A little bit? Okay. So the reason why I want you guys to do that, and I want you to keep that accomplishment that you just had in your mind in there. And as we're speaking, I want you to keep that in the forefront of your mind. And the reason why I want you to do so is because a lot of times when we look at just our accomplishments, it can fulfill us only for a short amount of time. But the impact doesn't last long. And what I want us to get to is a point where we can have long-lasting fulfillment. And we can not just only simply accomplish, but we can make an impact that goes really far. And I wanted to talk about that because, as we know, with this grand scheme of breaking being in the Olympics and the people that it came from, these kids who had nothing, they didn't have much. I wouldn't say nothing. They didn't have much. But they had a lot of creativity, and they had their own desires in their hearts, and all they simply wanted to do was have some fun. They just want to have some fun. They was not thinking about no money. They was not thinking about any accomplishments. And when I heard the story of hip hop, I saw myself in it so much because as a child, I was the same way. All I ever wanted to do was dance. That was it. A lot of times I had dreams of maybe accomplishing a small dance move here and there, and that grew bigger and bigger and bigger. But to be honest, what was the most impactful thing about my relationship with dance is the moments where I was able to spend those countless hours working out how I'm going to get to the move and feeling fulfilled about just the love that I got from doing the dance and sharing the dance with some of my classmates and my cousins and later on my peers and later on my opponents. And it got me to a place where no matter what thing or what feat I was able to accomplish, it couldn't measure to how much the actual dance gave to me. It didn't measure to how much impact me sharing the dance with other lovers of dance impacted them. So that's why I'm urging you all to find fulfillment in the craft, in what you enjoy, in your passion, and let that sustain you instead of an accomplishment. Because as we saw in the beginning, an accomplishment after a while might not weigh as much. It might not be as valuable, and it might not fulfill you in the end as much as the thing itself. And so today, as I urge you to find that fulfillment, I want to give you a way to maybe do that as well. I want to work on a roadmap on how to know your why. So that's the first thing, knowing your why. Why am I doing this? What gives this meaning? What makes this impactful? Knowing your why. A couple of ways that you can know your why, and it's very easy because it's gonna come out of you naturally. And you might question it now because it might seem like something small is dancing well. Like I questioned it for a long time, like just because I can dance good, how am I gonna impact people? How am I gonna be fulfilled? How am I gonna pay my bills? And for a long time in my childhood, I doubted that gift that I had of dance because I grew up in an impoverished home. I had a single mother for a long time. I lived in a very small town. I'm sure y'all might be able to relate if y'all from here. This is a pretty small town. I'm from an even smaller town. And the most accomplished person I knew was a school teacher. And I just thought that was, at the time, like, that's just amazing. Like, she paid her bills on time. Her car's real nice. Her husband is cute. And I was like, that's what I'm going to be. I'm going to be a school teacher. I know I can do this dancing thing, but I'm not sure if it can give me a living. I don't know if I see any opportunity in that. But it was hard for me because I so loved it. I loved it so much. I loved it so much. And there came a point in time where, as I was going through the steps of maybe becoming a teacher, I just didn't feel it. Have you ever felt like that? Like, I'm not sure if I'm feeling this. This don't really feel right. I'm doing this for A, B, and C reasons. That's the time when knowing your why is the most important. Because you can waste a lot of time going and looking to get an achievement or achieve a certain status. At the same time, not really thinking about yourself. What do you want? What makes you happy? What makes you feel fulfilled? So I want you to ask yourself these questions really quick. More questions. Don't you love it? More questions. Let's see. And you can do the homework. You know, this is college. I would hate to give y'all more homework. But here we go. So finding out your why. Let's start with, what are your strengths? What are some things that you are good at naturally? Or even some things that you're good at that you learned that, hey, somebody taught me this, but I'm actually really good at this. What are some of your strengths? What are some of your values? Do you value people more than maybe the average individual? Do you value a healthy earth? Do you value animals a lot? What are some things that you really, really value? Do you value style and fashion? Because I see some of y'all styling and profiling up in here, and I need some help because I'm looking real basic. But do you value a really decorative and nice balanced space? You know what I mean? Think about what you're really good at as far as your strengths, and then think about what you value. You're getting closer to knowing your why. But it really starts to come together when you think about your passions. What are you passionate about? What drives you every day? What is something in your mind that's like, I can't stop thinking about this thing? Like, I can't stop thinking about it. What are you passionate about? And then you found your motivation. Once those things align, you have found something that motivates you, that you can really find fulfillment in. And that's what it was for me. After a while, I gave up on teaching. I ain't gonna front. Like, listen, I love kids. I like checks. I want to be able to support myself. But I don't know if I'm gonna be fulfilled. I don't know if I'm gonna be happy. I can't stop thinking about this dance thing, though. I can't stop. My Instagram algorithm is only dance. Like, it has not changed. I watched every dance movie in the book. I know every Beyonce choreography since Single Ladies. I don't know if y'all old enough, but listen, I can do it. And listen, I learned that years and years ago. Y'all want to do the Sierra My Goodies? My goodies, I got you. I know all the I remember hours and hours and hours on the computer when MTV they had their website. Once they put the website up, it was a wrap. I was learning everybody dance. I never showed nobody them dances. I don't know why I learned them. Couldn't help it. I was passionate about it. It motivated me to get up. I was excited. I would go to sleep late. I would wake up early. To learn some music videos on MTV, it's a little bit weird saying it now. But when I look back, I understand, like, that's just because what was in me, what I was passionate about, it could not help but exude out into the world. And that's how you know something that you are called to. And I don't feel like you should ignore it for any reason. You absolutely should answer the call, pick up the phone, because that's where you're going to find fulfillment. So that's the first thing. Know your why. This is the first step to fulfillment. Past what any achievement could get you. Fulfillment is the ultimate achievement. You get fulfillment and nothing else will ever be able to measure up. So this is why I'm urging you. Know your why, because that is the first step to fulfillment. The second step is to trust yourself. Once you know your why, stop the doubt. Cut it out. The doubt is going to get in the way of the process. You have to trust yourself. You have to trust it. I'm going to go into when I finally start to be able to embark on my Olympic journey. And breaking is interesting because it's an individual thing. You learn techniques and you learn different moves and you learn the style. But you have to bring your individuality. You cannot be a copycat. That is lame. I'm sorry. You're not going to get very far. So, very early on in my breaking career, I had a sense of individuality in my dance. Now I get into my Olympic journey, and all of a sudden I got a coach now. And that was a little bit weird for a while because they were trying to tell me what to do. And to be honest, it was causing me to doubt myself a little bit, like, okay, like we got the judging system now. They want certain things, and I don't want to lose. And that you can see as I'm talking, I'm diverting away from my why now, right? It's not about the love of the dance or the passion or how it makes me feel to practice it or just get the things. It's not about that anymore. Now I'm thinking about, okay, the judges want this, and my coach is saying that I need to do this. I'm going to be honest, y'all. As soon as I start listening to my coach and changing my approach to dance and the reason why I dance, I couldn't even make it past the prelims anymore. It was really interesting, and I went through a little bit of an identity crisis for about a good 6 months. Like, I don't even know if I like dancing. I feel like I should just quit. Like, I feel like I could move on. Like, I'm done with it. It's not worth it anymore. I had to revisit my why. And then I had to be like, you know what? I trust my why. And as bad as it may sound, I went to my coach and I said, no, I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that. She looked at me like, I said, listen, would you tell someone who is good at painting to go fix a car? And would you tell a mechanic to build a house? So don't tell me to do that. I'm not good at that. That's not my strengths. That's not my why. That's not what I'm passionate about. That's not what got me here. And I had to let her know. No disrespect, coach, but I have to trust. I have to trust myself. I have to trust my why. And if you're going to be my coach, you're going to have to understand it too. Not so that you can divert me. I don't need diversions. But so you can help me along and align with my why, align with my purpose, align with what I'm doing, and help me to get better in that area. Does that make sense? So if you know your why, you can trust yourself. If you trust yourself, no one can divert you. That's all I'm trying to say. If you know your why, you can begin to trust yourself. And if you trust yourself, can't nobody get in your way. Can't nobody step on your toes and make it to where you can't get where you need to be, where you're supposed to be, where you're fulfilled in, what you're fulfilled at. Does that make sense? What is the first step to fulfillment? Know your why. What is the second step? Trust yourself. This goes for any profession, because it's gonna happen. I promise you. It's gonna get to a point where they're gonna try to sway you to serve their purpose. You cannot allow that to happen. You have to trust yourself. You have to know your why. The third thing is to cultivate your passion. The reason why that is important is because talent without dedication is stagnance. You need an opportunity to grow. You need to allow yourself to feel pressure to grow, to get better, so you can be more impactful, so you can be more fulfilled. Because like I said, earlier in my career, when I was invited to go to that Rebel BC1 competition, that was just the beginning of what I had yet to experience. The Olympics was not at all in the front of my mind to be a part of at all. It was not even mentioned that breaking was going to be in the Olympics at the time. I had no idea that I was going to be an Olympian at that point. I was only just being, my usual dancing self. Same old dancer that was, mama's at work. I'm in 3rd grade. I had 2 bunk beds. They was real close. I had a bunk bed that I laid down, so I had 2 twin beds, and I would dance in between them. I had maybe this much room in between these 2 black little posts, and I would just be getting it in my room. I had a little boom box. My first CD was Aaliyah's AJ Nothing But a Number. I don't know if we got any Aaliyah fans up in here, but I love me some Aaliyah, so I just be getting it. Sometimes I think about that moment like, I bet that little girl did not know she was going to be dancing in the Olympics. That's probably going to be your story as well. Something like that. Something unbelievable where what you're passionate about, it's just going to lead you to do some amazing things that you just never thought you was going to do. And it's inevitable. But in order for you to get to that amazing part, you have to be willing to cultivate the passion. Because there's going to be things and times that's going to come into play where it's going to be difficult decisions that has to be made. Are you going to spend your time here or there? Are you going to sacrifice that party? Are you going to sacrifice, I don't know, doing something amazing and fun with your friends versus doing something interesting and impactful for your passion? Sometimes it comes down to that. Some people are lucky they got friends who dance. You know what I mean? They got friends who write, and y'all write together. That's a blessing. That's good luck. Other people, they have to choose between doing something like that their friends are doing and doing something that they know that they want to do anyway, and they have to make that sacrifice. So you have to cultivate your passion. You have to learn the skills. You have to research that thing. You have to become a student of the game, a student of the craft, because there's always something greater that you're doing, that you're going to do beyond what you have already done. And you're probably never going to know what it is until you're there. And that's what I experienced. When I first got the opportunity to be in the Olympics, I was going to a battle that happened to be a qualifier. I said, oh. I was like, wait, what? So I get to go to Paris now, and if I rank this, I get to be maybe a part of Team USA. I was ready already. I came in second place at that battle. I didn't train for it specifically. I've been training for it all my life. I love to dance. I love to break. When that opportunity came and I stepped in that battle, I didn't know what it was for until I was there. Best believe I was like, ain't no difference. I've been ready. Cultivate the passions. A lot of times the opportunities that you're going to seize they're not going to give you a warning. You just have to be ready. You have to make it your life's work. And it's going to be easy because you're going to love it the whole way there, is what I'm trying to say. But it's only if you go with your passion. You're only going to know what you're passionate about by studying your why. And you're only going to get far in that if you trust yourself. And then you have to cultivate the passion, study the passion, learn, be a student of it. It don't stop when the sun go down. You dream about it. You read it with your breakfast like a box of cereal. Did y'all used to do that? I know y'all got Instagram. We got Instagram now. When I was younger, we used to read cereal boxes at breakfast. I used to daydream about dance moves. I used to go to sleep with my headphones in back when we had Walkman, and I would dream about myself dancing on stages and stuff like that, and that's how I would fall asleep. That's what your passion will do. You can't stop thinking about it. You can't stop talking about it. You know what your passions are. You know what your passions are. It's natural to you. Follow it. Dive deep in it. The last thing I would say is easy. It's easy to say, it's the hardest to do, and that's to stay the course. And I feel like I've reiterated this throughout the whole talk I've just had, because you're going to have obstacles. Stay the course. You're going to have doubts. Stay the course. Don't give up. Revisit your why. Remember why you are doing it. You're going to have times where you broke. I remember times where I used to eat, my favorite dinner for a long time was rice and barbecue beans with some jalapenos. I was like, listen, this don't taste that great. But it tastes good after I got done practicing though. I ain't gonna front you. It tasted great after I got done dancing. That's why it's my favorite meal. Like, ooh, I can't wait to eat them barbecue beans and that rice bowl. Like, it's gonna make me feel good after I get done with this practice. It was worth it. That was an obstacle to me, though, because when I was younger, I did not want to be penny pinching. But when I was doing something I loved, I totally forgot that, I was penny pinching for a while. Stay the course. Don't give up. There is light at the end of the tunnel. There's light throughout the way, because you're going to be fulfilled the whole entire time. So, to reiterate everything once again, my point was to encourage you to operate beyond the measure of recognition, right? To give yourself a greater sense of accomplishment and fulfillment so you can make a deeper impact in your life and the life of others through 4 different things: through knowing your why, trusting yourself, through cultivating your passions, and through staying on the course. I guarantee you, if you do these things, you will have a very fulfilled life. Just like myself and the kids who created hip hop. So that's my little dig for today. I did want to do a little bit something fun, though. Is that okay? How did y'all feel about that? Do y'all feel ready for tomorrow? Y'all feel like y'all ready to dig into y'all passions a little bit? Do y'all feel like digging into my passion a little bit? Okay, cool. Because I got a little demonstration that I want to do for y'all. So, of course, I'm here because hip-hop is awesome. And it's going to make the Olympics awesome, not the other way around. Hip-hop is going to make the Olympics awesome, right? So, of course, I have a question, though. Has anybody here ever seen breaking in person? Breakdancing in person? No? 1 person, 2 people, 3? Oh, great, thank you. So we got a handful of people who've seen breaking in person. How many of y'all have seen breaking in shows, movies, or music videos, though? Okay. I wonder what about it, made y'all realize it was breaking. I feel like I kind of got to, show y'all why it's breaking real quick. I really got to teach y'all a little bit of why breaking is dope and whatnot. So first, yeah, I feel like you want to get up here. You'll have a chance, don't worry. All right, so first of all, I'm going to start off like this, right? Because I've been talking a lot, and I feel like y'all need to talk some. So when I say mic check, you say 1, 2. Mic check. 1, 2. Mic check. 1, 2. Mic check. 1, 2. Great. So yeah, breaking is a phenomenal art form. It's very, very robust and vibrant and energetic. It consists of 4 different elements that I'm going to show you and demonstrate to you. Then I want to teach y'all a combination. And I want some brave souls to come up here and kind of brace the stage with me and give the stage a little funk, give the stage a little bit of breath of life. So my DJ today, can you drop the music, please? All right, this is the funnest part of the whole thing. I've been waiting to get to this part, right? Because this is the cultivation of the passion I was talking about. So we're going to cultivate together. I'm going to share with y'all, right? Can you turn it down just a little bit? All right, so I'm going to demonstrate and teach y'all the 4 elements of breaking. I don't know how y'all knew y'all was watching breaking, but the first thing is what you do when you're standing up. It's called top rock. Can I hear y'all say top rock? Top rock? Okay, it's a little bit, y'all still a little bit sleepy, so if y'all can, I'm not gonna make y'all stand up yet. If y'all can clap your hands with me real quick. Good, so top rock is what you do when you're standing on your feet and you are doing different patterns and movements with your legs while expressing yourself with your arms. So I'm gonna just give you a quick demonstration. Cool. All right, now, yeah, I had to do a little pose at the end. Okay, now, I hope I didn't intimidate y'all. Hold on, did I intimidate y'all a little bit? Yeah. Okay, look. Okay, let me just bring it back just a little bit. So the first top rock I ever learned is actually called a salsa rock. So it's just like a salsa step, right? Except you gotta add that little hip hop on it, right? And you gotta put a little bounce in it. And it's just a kick, step. And you don't even have to kick. You just step. Does that feel better? Okay. Now that I got y'all feeling a little bit better, now I would like y'all to stand up. And dance is so good for you. It's so good to get moving. It's good for your brain. It's scientifically proven to be extremely therapeutic. So right now, you're doing a good thing for yourself, right? So before I ask you to come up here with me, and I see y'all in the back, I feel like y'all my people, like y'all my type of people. I appreciate y'all. Okay, cool. So I want to teach y'all a top rock step, right? So top rock is what you do when you're standing up. We're gonna do, you can kick with the left, step with the right. Now you're gonna do the opposite. Step, kick with the right, step with the left. You're gonna do that over and over. Kick, step, kick, step, kick, step, kick, step. Nice, y'all look really good. Can y'all be my assistants? Come on up here. They're really good. I didn't know I was gonna have some assistants today, so I'm actually really happy about that. So, what's your name? Ryan and Danny. Okay, Ryan and Danny. Okay. Yeah. Cool. So, I got my B girls. These are my new crewmates, right? Okay, I got Ryan and Danny right here. So we're learning how to do top rocks, right? Ready? 5, 6, 7. Kick and step. Kick and step. Kick and step. Kick and step. They're really good. Right? So this is your top rock. Cool? Nice! Yo, you look fly. Yeah, she's getting it. It's so good for you. Dance is so good for you. So, one thing I like that, what was your name? Sarah. One thing that was really good about what Sarah was doing is she had this I could tell she was alive. I was like, I'm alive too. You feel me? Like, we alive in this thing. She's filling out the beat with her body. And that's where the rock come from. It's top rock. So as you're doing your steps, you gotta put a little rock in your body. Like, put a little pep in your step, right? So boom, so that's your top rock. Feel good about that? Good job, Sarah. You look really nice. Okay, so boom. The next thing is your down rock, your footwork. Now this is hard. Are you got it? It's hard. Can you do it? Okay, cool. They can do it. They got it. It's easy. So your down rock and breaking, which I'm pretty sure this is how y'all can tell it's breaking. Another one is called, a lot of people might know it, yeah, you guys can come up. A lot of people might know it as a helicopter or a coffee grinder. That's a really fun one. Okay, so, you wanna learn one? Which one you gonna do? The helicopter? Okay, you're gonna do the helicopter. Which one you gonna do? A helicopter. Do you know how to do it? You wanna try it? Okay, go ahead and try. So, my assistants are gonna try the helicopter. Go ahead. I'm gonna tell y'all why that was good later. You wanna try it? almost got it. You definitely almost got it. All right, so really quick. Hold on, we got to call a meeting real quick, okay? All right. Nice. Okay, they got it. They're basically professionals, low-key. All right, so you're gonna put those two together. You're gonna do your top rock, and then you're gonna do your helicopter, which is your footwork, right? Ready? 5, 6, 7, and 8. How'd they do? Good. Do y'all wanna come up and join us? Wanna come up? Come on. Yeah, it's hip hop. We do this. This is what we do. You can stay. Okay, cool. All right, yeah, come on up. So one of the things I love about hip hop is it's for everybody. And one thing I love about dance is it's good for everybody. So like, I don't mind sharing the stage. It's a hip hop thing. Like, I love sharing the stage. It's what we do. So cool. And I love kids. Like, what? This is great. All right, so we got your top rock and you got your footwork. Now you guys need some power. Now, I would show y'all some, and I might show y'all some power, but we all seen head spins, back spins, windmills, and different kind of flips, right? But for the sake of these kids that's on the stage with me right now, I'm not gonna kick none of them in the shins, because that's really gonna hurt. So, instead, we're gonna do some acrobatic power moves, like maybe some front rows or some cartwheels. Is that okay, parents? That's okay? Okay, cool. So, power moves are just like they make the crowd go, ooh! So, guys, don't leave them hanging. Okay, cool. So this is why breaking is in the Olympics. This is so much fun. Okay, so everybody line up over here. Can you be my line leader? Okay, cool. Do you know how to do cartwheel? Do you know how to do cartwheel? All right, choose cartwheel. Over here. This is Pep-C Incorporated. Okay? So, hey, we're the flyest girls I've never seen. It's true. First of all, this is the first all-girl crew I've had in my life, and I'm like really enjoying it right now. Okay, so this is what they're gonna do. Okay? They're going to do their cartwheel as an entrance. This is how you battle. This is how you beat all the kids, all the girls, all the boys. You're gonna beat everybody with this, okay? You're gonna run in and you're gonna do your cartwheel. And then you're gonna do your top rock. And then you're gonna do your helicopter. And you're gonna end with a nice pose, okay? You want me to show you first or you got it? Show it, okay. Okay, go ahead. Okay, Avy is going to show us her best stuff. Go ahead, Avy. Yeah! Oh! Nice! Good job. Good job, Avy. Hey, they love that. Are you ready? What's your name? Matilda. She's ready. She's hyped. Let's go, Matilda!
Danny. Wow. Nice. All right, they did such an amazing job. Those were all the four elements of breaking. Now I'm gonna do a little bit, just a little bit, just a little bit. But I don't have that much room on the stage, and I would hate to fall off the stage. You can turn the music up just a little bit. Now, one thing I need for you guys is to stand back up. Can I get y'all on the stage? Can y'all help me out? They are so hyped back there. Y'all just don't understand. Cause this is it. This is it for me. After this, it's no more. That's it. No? Okay, I thought y'all had my back. But they're so, the energy that they have is so hip hop. I love it. All right, so if y'all can go ahead.
Let's go.
I feel like y'all played me just a little bit. All right, it's okay though. So yeah. Y'all, I just love hip-hop culture. I love breaking so much. It's so much fun. It's so much to express and do. And it's just a community-oriented culture. That's one thing I love about it. There's no messing up. There's no expressing yourself the wrong way. It's just, and when you think about the fact that kids made it up, you know that it's playful and fun. Mostly I do just want to thank y'all for having me. Y'all are a great and powerful crowd. Like, I felt like the whole room was filled. Y'all energy felt so good, and I want to thank y'all for that. I do think we have time for Q&A. Yeah? So, I don't know if you want to introduce that or if you, woo. Is there a chair in some here? I'm gonna sit here. Is that okay?
Testing, testing. Any questions? Oh.
All right. This dancer is our dance professor here at UTM. First of all, Sarah.
That makes
But
so much sense.
My question to you is, how on earth are they going to judge you all in the Olympics?
Yeah, so they use a judging system that a bunch of breakers came together to create. And it's based off of some of the values of the dance, as well as some of the, like the foundational steps and the, like the cleanliness of your movements. So there are two different judging systems that could be at play. And honestly, they don't know which one will be used there yet. But there is one that has been used for the Olympic trials. Thank you so much. There is one, am I breathing that hard? So the different criteria are athleticism, and that's basically, do you look like me when you get done? Are you huffing and puffing? Are you crashing your movements? Are you sliding your foot? Do you look heavy or does it look easy, basically? Another one is like your form. Are your legs bent when you do some of your moves, or are you able to use your full range of motion when you do like a flare or a swipe or a windmill or a head spin? Charisma and battling. So do you have stage presence? Are you looking down the whole time you're battling, or are you making eye contact with your opponent? Creativity is a huge one, because like I said, we value individualism in breaking. So there's something called a bite, where it's basically you steal someone's move. That is a penalty if they see that you're taking someone else's signature move and using it for yourself. So things like that. Some of it is real specific to breaking, but they're able to like use a little slider, and it's based on your opponent. So what you did one round does not affect what you do another round. In other words, if I battle Ava, what I do in battling Ava does not affect what I might do battling Samantha, because it's a comparative judging system, meaning that I'm only judged off of what I do with Samantha and Samantha only, and she's only judged off of what she does to me, and it doesn't apply to the next battle. So that's pretty much how you judge the thing, how you judge breaking without the system as well. So I was actually happy to learn that it was judged like that. Yep, thank you for that question. It's a good question.
My question is, what's your favorite dance group, if you have one, or like, hip hop group?
You know what? First of all, we got beef, because you and your friends are really cool, and I felt like we could have had a moment. But it's okay, it's okay.
I can't dance.
You can.
You're a
I saw you.
professional.
You was getting it. It was great. It was good. It was good. Y'all are funny, but you know what? The Jabberwockies. Do you know who the Jabberwockies are?
I love them.
Enough said. Yeah, they were really big when I was first starting to understand that I really love dance. Like as far as seeing someone come together with a group, after seeing them, I was like, you know what? I need to find a group to be a part of. I need to find a crew. Like, I'm gonna be a dancer and I have a crew. And I sought out to have a crew after I saw the Jabberwockies. They were pretty influential and like inspired me to be like step it up a notch. Other than that, besides hip hop dance groups, I was really inspired by Catherine Dunham as an individual. She was freaking amazing. She went around the Caribbean, and she was actually an anthropologist, so she studied dance through an anthropology lens, and she took different cultural aspects of Caribbean and African dance styles and merged it with modern dance and just all the things. And that's how I kind of approach my breaking. I take all of the different experiences that I had in my childhood with dance, and I just add them on into my breaking, and she really inspired me a lot as well.
So other than Team USA, what other countries are doing or presenting breakdancing at the highest level? So who else should we look to you all in terms of your biggest competition?
Let's talk about the biggest competition. Japan is crazy. Japan is amazing. And I was talking about them a little bit earlier because they had their culture. The Japanese, their culture is just so meticulous, mathematical in their approaches to things, and especially their approach to dance. So whereas a lot of other countries, they have a hard time getting the nuances of the dance and being powerful. Like some other countries, they got some really cool power moves and some really unique moves, but it just be like, you're not dancing. The Japanese, you can't really say that all the time. But I know that some of the pioneers in hip hop, the Japanese was really welcoming to them as well. So I feel like that is kind of playing to their advantage a little bit now. Not only that, but the Asian government supports their breaking scenes pretty well. When I was there, I was blown away by how many fans. I was like, is this a basketball game? People was getting signatures. I felt famous. It was really funny because here in the States, it's still seen as underground, so it was a big difference. So they get a lot of support. They get paid to train. That was an obstacle for me in my Olympic journey. I had to hold down a few different jobs just to pay for my Olympic journey, whereas the Japanese, they get paid to train and show up it's very inspirational, but their dancers are so amazing, because they have a very healthy eating palette in general too. And they have a martial arts background as well. Like martial arts is still pretty big there, so they are strong. And what's really cool is that their B girls are like better than the B boys, which is not, it's not, the values are different, but their B girls can do everything. Like their B girls are strong and powerful and can dance, and it's just not, that's, every country can't say that. So the Japanese definitely are on top. Yeah, they're doing really good right now.
Thank you. Got time for a few more questions. Okay.
I have 2 questions actually. The first one is there a story behind your name, Pep-C? And the second one is, what are your favorite other genres of dance besides breaking?
I'll start with the first, I'll start with the second question. So I love dance in general. I find all dances really interesting, because they all have their own story, and usually the story of dance is just, it's one of those, like you don't hear it much, but then when you do, it just kind of changes your life. I sound like a real fan, but it just does. So like, for instance, I'm really fond of American street dances. So like, once I found house dance, which it just feels different. I don't know if y'all know what house music is or house dance is, but if you want, I can give y'all a couple of songs or a couple of links after the fact. When you hear it, it's just gonna change your life. Like, you don't even have to know the story. Like, when you hear it, it's just gonna change your life. Cause it just makes you, it just feels good, and for some reason, it makes you wanna go to a club, and like a dance club is probably like the best place you can live your life, in my opinion. But, so house dance is really cool. It's a New York-based dance. I feel like crump is just so powerful to me. Crump is so powerful to me. Like, the story of crump is amazing. I just love street cultures and street dances. I love hip hop freestyle, which is like breaking's baby. So that's kind of like, we cousins. I can't help but, and so is popping. I actually really love ballet as well. I haven't been to a ballet in a minute, but I started doing ballet when I was in like maybe 5th grade. They just called it dance. So I thought I was getting into what me and my cousins was doing, but lo and behold, it was ballet. And I like you gotta make it look effortless. And some of the stories are so interesting in ballets, and it's very pretty. And I like that about ballet, but you gotta be strong to do it. I was not about to last in them point shoes. So yeah, I love dance. I can go on and on and on about the different dance styles, and girl, we could be here your whole college career talking about dance. I'm sure that's what Sarah be doing, right? Like, we can get into it. So yeah, it's a lot of different dance styles I like, but definitely, if I wasn't a B girl, I would probably be a house dancer. Yeah, more than likely. It just feels so good. The first question, how did I get my name? So y'all, like, I'm a child at heart. Like, I like to play. I'm a playful person, and the story behind the name is like, when I first started learning how to break, I was not that girl. Like, I was serious about it. Like, I'm sorry, we can play later, but like, I gotta get these push-ups so I can learn how to do these hard moves. And my mentor at the time was like, that's not how you get better. Like, you still gotta learn to like be yourself while you doing the hard work. And so he was just poking fun at me and playing with me. He was like, we was walking down the street after a practice, and he saw this Pep-C billboard. And he thought he was funny, like, you acting mean, like you taking it too serious. You supposed to be like Pep-C, all bubbly like usual. And he was like, you know what, that's a good name, Pep-C, like, but Pep, letter C, because your name is Carmarry, and you brown like Pep-C, and you all bubbly most of the time, and like, I'm gonna just call you that because I feel like you need a reminder, and that's how it came. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Hi. What was it like finding out that like you were going to the Olympics? Like, what was that moment like, and who did you tell first? Who was the first person you told?
I think I held it to myself for a while, actually, because in the moment, you know, you always got to keep up a front, right? Like, I was like, yeah, I got this. Like, once I qualified, I was like, well, I'm going to do what I always do. In the inside, I was like, dang, I gotta train. Like, I need to go to the lab. And I remember hopping on a plane and I have this thing where I like to write. I love Google Documents, and I just love Google everything. So I just write it in my journal, like, okay, this is what I gotta do. This is how I'm gonna train, like. And I went home that day, slept maybe, and then the next day, training, getting it. And I think I forgot to make an announcement, to be honest, for a little while, until some people started asking me, like, so what's going on? Like, actually, like, this is happening. And then one of my friends had to, like, so how you gonna get there? Like, how you gonna have the money? And then I had to start making plans. And that's how I actually started telling people, because I needed some support. Otherwise, I feel like I would have been a hermit in the lab just trying to train, just get ready for the big day, which was like probably I had a good 4 months before I had to go to Paris, and Paris changed my life, to be honest, as far as breaking. Yeah, it wasn't no big announcement. I was serious, like, okay, this is what I gotta do. I ain't got much time to talk about it. Gotta be about it.
How you choose your outfits for every competition?
So I usually battle with the scarf on, right? And it's a signature for me, because as a black woman, I'm just not about to put my head on the ground. You feel me? Like, like what I just did, I was definitely uncomfortable when I put my head on. And I thought about it, like, am I gonna put my head on the ground? And I did it for y'all, you feel me? Because it's actually time for me to wash and retwist. Otherwise, y'all would have missed out. But so that's where my signature scarf came from. I like it to be kind of like long, and I usually wear a robust color because I feel like breaking is it's a masculine sport a little bit, or a masculine dance a little bit. I be wanting to add a little razzle dazzle, a little femininity here and there, so a little flow is good. I like baggy pants. I've heard that people think I look better when my pants are like more fitting to my legs because you can see my footwork better. But hip hop feels better in baggy clothes. I don't know if you know what I mean, but it just feels much better, like you flying or something when you in baggy clothes. So I always go for comfort over everything, but I try to at least look a little bit stylish. But that's not the most important thing to me. It's always, am I gonna beat this person in front of me? And if I wear this, okay, bet, that's what I'm wearing. That's how I approach it.
One move that you've always wanted to learn, but you just haven't quite mastered.
It's this one move called an air flare. And it's basically a hopping backwards cartwheel with your legs open. It's so difficult. It's like, it's very hard because it's scary because it's just, look it up. It's called an air flare. And I feel like the only reason why I want to do it is because it's just like, I want to show people that I can do hard things. And I feel like that's my whole life. I'm like, I can do hard stuff, like, watch. But yeah, that's pretty much it. It's one move that I feel like I've been able to do before. Have you ever mastered something one night and then the next day it's like, what happened? And I feel like I had that moment with just a regular flare. And it's a gymnastic moves, but it's not, it's very hard on women because we are heavier in the hip area. So to get my hips up using my legs, it's just like, it ain't always working. But it was one time where I promised I hit about 7 of them mugs. And I just thought, what did I eat that day? Rice and beans.
I have one question. What are your thoughts about the world accepting hip-hop and breaking the way that it has? Because you did mention that it's still sort of considered underground here, but the world has taken it and run just wild with it. I mean, you'll be competing with people from other countries. So what are your thoughts about that, about the world embracing this and the place where it was born, not so much.
It's still taboo here. And if I could just be honest, which is, I feel like this is a good topic to touch on, because the truth of the matter is, in a lot of countries, it's a homogenous place, like in Asia or in some places in Europe. And so when it was able to travel there, when hip hop was able to travel there, their OGs looked the same as everybody in the country, or their original teachers looked the same as everybody in the country. So I feel like there was less racial tension. And so that I feel like they was able to get more respect in the dance across seas than over here. As a matter of fact, breaking is not going to be in the Olympics in LA 2028. And when I heard that, I was actually I was raging. I'm not even going to front. I was really upset because breaking has a deep history here. And hip hop has a really strong history here as well. But I feel like it's marginalized specifically because of the people who it comes from and the story that it has and some of the stigma that's been associated with it and tied to it. So there's a little bit of a bittersweet there, because I know that, honestly, whenever I go overseas, I'm well respected. But sometimes when I come back home, I don't feel the same way. Yeah.
Any other questions? Going once. All right, ladies and gentlemen. Okay.
We had the chance to speak earlier, but I just wanted the audience also hear how does a sport get recognized by the Olympics?
So it goes through a series of different things, but the way that breaking was able to do it was a proposal. And you can propose any sport to be in the Olympics, and breaking was actually proposed to be in the Olympics in the 90s. I think it was like 92 or 93 or something like that. Breaking was proposed to be in the Olympics, but they didn't honor that request, and they denied it. This time when it was proposed, I guess it kind of aligned with what the Olympics wanted to do. So their goals for the 2024 Olympics was they wanted something that was gender inclusive, which breaking is so accessible. So they wanted something that was gender inclusive. They wanted something that was youth-centered and youthful, because, of course, I feel like not a lot of young people are watching the Olympics anymore. And so they're trying to find a way to get young people back interested. And then they wanted something that's also creative and not just only athletic. And so breaking was checking off a lot of boxes this time, basically. And specifically for the 2024 Olympics, and the committee that wanted to bring those things to the 2024 Olympics. So they approved it this time. And that's why I said earlier, breaking is probably just going to make the Olympic dope, or it's going to make the Olympics good, because I don't feel like it's the other way around, to be honest.
So Pep-C, on behalf of UT Martin, faculty, staff, and students, we want to thank you for blessing us with your talents. We certainly want to make sure that everyone captured her story and following and living your passion, and how important that is, especially for those of you who are in college, or even those of you who are aspiring. Pep-C, we have a challenge for you that you didn't know, but the fact that you're going to be on the world stage, there are going to be literally millions and millions of people watching. We are going to look to see that you are representing UT Martin, the Skyhawks, in some way. Maybe you have on a wristband, maybe there's a hat or a t-shirt. So when you get an opportunity, you shout out the Skyhawks. Thank you so much. And we wish you all the best this summer.
Thank you so much. I do want to invite you all to connect with me through social media. As a hip hop advocate and as a hip hop mentor, each one teach one is a huge value in hip hop, and I feel like everybody in hip hop has always been accessible to me,
And so I'll try to strive to do the same thing. So I feel like the easiest way to follow me is this is on Instagram. BGIRLPEPC at BGirl Pep-C. Y'all can ask me questions. If y'all want music links, I got y'all. If y'all want to know how to connect with the hip hop scene in your community, because I'm sure it is somewhere around here, and if it's not, I can teach you how to start one. Because that's just what we do. And I want to invite y'all just to have access to me. And thank y'all so much for having me. Y'all are such a great and lovely crowd, and y'all energy is real dope.